You don't need acres of land to grow something beautiful. Sometimes, all it takes is an old pallet, a few plastic gutters, and a gift from someone who believes in you. You will see the full journey, from preparing the planter to collecting the soil, planting gifted seedlings, to the lessons I've learned the hard way, including a war with birds and the importance of sunlight. This is not just a tutorial, it's the life of strawberries, one layer at a time. Before anything gets planted, drainage is the first priority. Here, I will be using a simple shoe needle to make small holes along the bottom of these plastic gutters. You don't need expensive tools, just something sharp enough to punch through. These holes will let excess water drain out, protecting the roots from rotting. Strawberries hate sitting in soggy soil. I like to space them every few inches to make sure water can escape evenly. It's such a small detail, but it makes all the difference. I will be collecting soil and add organic manure straight from our cowshed. This is the main fertilizer. It is rich, natural, and recycles what we already have on the farm. Strawberries love fertile, well-drained soil. Mixing in organic manure not only feeds them, but improves the structure so water drains without drying out too fast. Once the planters are in place, I fill them with this rich soil blend. And it is also essential to later top them with mulch. Mulching is essential. It helps conserve moisture, suppress weeds, and keeps the roots cooler in heat. Even in a vertical setup, you don't want the soil drying out too quickly. The idea behind this vertical garden is to maximize small spaces while staying affordable. This frame is made up of old wood we had lying around. The planters themselves are simply plastic gutters with end caps made of wood to hold in the soil. By stacking these levels vertically, I can grow much more in the same footprint. Perfect for a small backyard or even a balcony. Now it is time to transplant the strawberries. These seedlings have been waiting patiently in this temporary spot until I could build them a proper home. And there is actually a lovely story behind them. These strawberries were a gift from my mom's friend who's been following my gardening journey on here. It's one of the kindest, most personal gifts I've ever received. Every harvest will remind me of that beautiful connection. When planting strawberries in this vertical system, space is key. I make sure there is enough room between each seedling so they have airflow and space to spread. I also make sure the crown of the plant, the part where the stem meets the roots, is just above the soil level. If you bury it too deep, it can rot. As I continue to plant, let me explain the care that goes into them. I keep my strawberries happy with regular organic manure from the cowshed and frequent watering. I also weed them often by hand. A vertical garden makes this a little easier since I can see everything at eye level. But let me tell you what I wish I knew before I started. 1. is that it will turn into a battlefield between me and the birds. They seem to spot ripe strawberries before I do. So, if you are planning one of these gardens, think about netting or bird deterrents. 2. Sunlight matters. I made the mistake of placing this planter in a cold, shady area, and they grew mold. Strawberries need good airflow and as much direct sunlight as you can give them. Also, I later came to realize that I had not put the correct amount of soil while planting. As you can see, it is almost halfway full, the gutters, and it somehow hindered the growth of my strawberries. Those lessons were learned the hard way, but that is part of gardening. This entire project was made from things we already had lying around. Old wood, a few gutters, cow manure for fertilizer. It proves you don't need a big budget or a big space to grow your own food. Just a bit of creativity, care, and a willingness to learn along the way. After planting, I water them deeply so the soil settles around the roots. This is where those little drainage holes we made earlier come in. They let excess water drain freely, preventing soggy roots while keeping the soil moist. And here it is, my homemade vertical strawberry garden. 4 stacked levels of green promise. It might look simple, but there is a lot of care that goes into it. I hope this video has inspired you to try your own vertical garden. even if it's just one tire on a balcony. If you enjoyed this or learned something new, please consider liking, subscribing, or sharing it with a friend. And tell me in the comments, what would you plant in your vertical garden? Thank you for watching. Happy gardening, and may your strawberries always ripen faster than the birds can steal them. Until next time, sending you all my love.